Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 16, climate, lecture number 5. Friends, up to now in this chapter we have discussed about the very important part of this chapter, that is the meaning of the climate as well as the meaning of weather. Friends, we understood the difference between climate and weather, that what is climate and what is weather. How this climate plays an important role in any country. Friends, we discussed that what is climate. It is said the long-term atmospheric condition in any area is known as climate, whereas on the other hand, the short-term atmospheric condition in any area is known as weather. Weather can change anytime during a day. Friends, we also discussed a lot of things like the factors affecting the climate, how this word, as we discussed, that Indian climate is called monsoonal climate, how this word monsoon came into existence. It is from the Arabic word mausim. We discussed about the factors affecting the climate. Friends, in the previous lecture we discussed about the winter seasons of India, in which we discussed that these, according to the meteorological department of India, seasons are divided as per Hindu calendar. Also traditional calendar, we discussed that these seasons are divided into 6 types. 2 seasons are almost similar, their characteristics are similar, and that is why it becomes into 3 seasons, that is summer season, winter season and rainy season. Friends, we discussed about the winter season of India in our previous lecture. Friends, let us discuss about some other important things that plays a very important role in affecting the climate. Let us learn about the jet stream today, friends. Jet stream. Let us understand that what is jet stream. Friends, when we talk about jet stream, here it is said jet streams are fast flowing. Jet streams are fast flowing, narrow, pipe shaped, currents of air that is flowing, currents of air flowing high above the earth, high above the earth. What is jet stream? It is a fast flowing narrow pipe shaped currents of air that is flowing high above the earth, and that is known as jet stream. They move at an altitude. They move at an altitude of about 8 to 15 kilometers. 8 to 15 kilometers around 30-degree altitude, latitudes in both northern and southern hemisphere, in both northern as well as southern hemisphere. Their average velocity is about 150 kilometer per hour. 150 kilometer per hour this air is blowing, but they can rise to as high as they 400 kilometer per hour. Average velocity of this wing is 150 kilometer per hour, but its speed can be increased. It can rise up to 400 kilometer per hour. Then here it is said, during winter, these streams of winds blow over the southern slopes of Himalayas. They blow over the southern slope of Himalayas, whereas in summer these are stationed over peninsular India. In winter, these winds blow over southern slope of Himalaya, while in summer, these winds are stationed over peninsular India. Here it is said, these thin strips of strong winds, have a huge influence on climate. They have a huge influence on climate. High altitude of these winds helps to bring rain. In India. So friends, this was the information about the jet stream that influence the climate of our country. Now let us understand about another important thing, that is the western disturbance. Friends, let us learn about western disturbance. Western disturbance, it is a term. Western disturbance is a term used to describe an extra tropical storm that brings sudden winter rain and snow to the northwestern parts of Indian subcontinents. Jet stream that is formed over West Asia, it blows towards it blows towards east and it affects West Asian countries. It affects the West Asian countries. Northeast. Then West Asian countries. Then Northeast India. Northeast India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. Then here it is said, the dust storm accompanying these disturbances spread their effects up to Bangladesh. They spread their effect up to Bangladesh. Western disturbance often creates disturbance. Western disturbance often creates disturbance in the pleasant winter weather of North India. It creates disturbance in the pleasant winter weather of North India. This effect leads to snowfall. This leads to snowfall in the high mountains, and some rain in the plains. In the plain region, some rain is experienced through this western disturbance. This rain becomes useful for rabi crops. This rain becomes useful for the rabi crops. This unseasonal rain in Gujarat is locally known as Mautu. We have already learned this when we were learning the winter season. The unseasonal rain that comes in Gujarat, that is known as Mautu. So friends, here was the information about western disturbance. Now let us learn about El Nino. Now friends, let us learn about El Nino. If we talk about El Nino, it is a climate cycle. It is a climate cycle in the Pacific Ocean. In the Pacific Ocean, with a global impact, with a global impact on weather patterns. On weather pattern. It is a climate cycle in the Pacific Ocean with a global impact on the weather pattern. Let us see its phenomena. Let us understand about its phenomena. The cycle begins. This cycle begins when warm water in the west side, when the warm water in the west side of Peru, that is in western tropical, that is in western tropical Pacific Ocean, shifts eastward along the equator, towards the coast of South America. It moves towards the coast of South America. This happens due to oceanic and atmospheric changes. This happens due to oceanic and atmospheric changes. This cycle moves towards it. This current then, after that, this current flows eastward and its impacts can be seen up to India, and its impact can be seen up to India. Although El Nino occurs only at times, but whenever it occurs, it changes the duration of monsoon. It changes the duration of monsoon and amount of rainfall in India. Here it is said, although this El Nino occurs only sometimes, but when it occurs, it changes the duration of monsoon as well as the amount of rainfall that has been experienced in India. So friends, this was the information about El Nino. Now let us understand about intertropical conversion zone. Let us learn about intertropical conversion zone. Now friends, interconversion tropical zone, the areas encircling the earth, the areas that are encircling the earth near the equator, where the northeast and southeast trade winds converge is known as Intertropical Conversion Zone. The areas that is encircling the earth near the equator, where the northeast and southeast trade winds, they are converging each other, and that is known as Intertropical Conversion Zone. Now let us learn about this. Let us learn about this phenomena. If you learn about this phenomena, in the northern hemisphere, the trade winds moves in the southwestern direction. It moves in the southwestern direction from the northeast. From northeast, it moves towards southwestern direction. While in the southern hemisphere, they move northwestward from southeast. This is the direction of it. Then here it is said, these trade winds rise upwards in the form of air currents. These trade winds rise upwards in the form of trade currents. In July, ITCZ, that is Intertropical Conversion Zone, short form of Intertropical Conversion Zone, get positioned over 20 degree to 25 degree north latitude. It gets positioned over north latitude. In India, it is stable over Ganga. In India, it is stable over Ganga plains and develops low pressure. there. As a result, winds generated over the southern hemisphere, over the oceans of southern hemisphere, it blows towards this area. It blows towards this area. This causes rain in few parts of North India. This causes rain in few parts of North India. During winter, here it is said, during winter, the conversion belt shift during winter, the conversion belt shifts further south. It shifts further south and the winds changes their direction, and the winds changes their direction to northeast, and it changes the direction towards northeast. So friends, here was the information about intertropical conversion zone. So friends, here today we have discussed about the important factors that affect the climate, that is jet stream, western disturbance, El Nino and intertropical conversion zone. Friends, we will learn about the other topic of this chapter in our next lecture. Thank you friends.